Right, we're back to a board that's blank because we started a new slice, and that was number 6. And number 6 was all about interest and efficiency, right? So I'm going to write this down, it's going to take me a second or two. Interest and efficiency. Now, obviously when we start doing this, we need to do it in a certain way. I'm going to do jigsaw piece, which is all about number 1. And jigsaw piece number 1 was all about the intro to the slice, right? And when we do the intro to the slice, guess what? We're going to need some minutes. And in this case, we need 9. We need 9 minutes to go through this properly. So, not just that, we've got a real life example we're going to go look through. But at the same time, it's different from all the others. But what do you think this is? Well, it's actually a cake, right? So some people might like this, some people might not, because people don't like cakes. But anyway, we've got a real example, which is a cake, and we're going to go through it in a bit. But at the same time, we've got an question and answer. Is this right for you? Well, if you're one of these people who wants to be efficient, to get things done, and knows it'll help them in a long way, it means that this is definitely right for you. But also, we need to focus on the relative things that can help. As we say, it's not all about throwing money at something. But also to that, people, when they're made aware of things, they can be efficient. But people who aren't made aware of things, that's why they don't do something. Okay, so many people also have efficiency applied in various things. And some of people's homes, and they get measured that way. But the same reason is we want to concentrate on the efficiency for the money we build or the money we depend on later. And the quote that, even with efficiency is doing better what is already being done. So to set the board up, we need to do a little bit of action to break it down. I'm going to do it in a certain way because I'm going to use a black pen and also something else. We'll come back to that in a second. But when we get going with it, you can start copying. And in your folder, you might get down to number 6. And that's an area you might start writing things down or copying things. I trust you're going to do that. But at the same time, we're going to do it in a very different way. And I've got 3 questions to ask you. So, are you ready? Right, let's go. This part first, I'm going to put on the top, which is the title, which is all about interest, right? Interest and efficiency. Right, that's there. This bit down below, I'm going to use a ruler. And the ruler, I'm going to separate it into 2 parts, right? So here, the ruler is going to be used, but I'm going to take a line straight across. And this is separating the top from the main bit. And as I take that all the way through, that is going to be divided again. And I'm going to divide this into 3 different areas. So roughly, say there, I'll draw a line down. And roughly there, I'll draw a line down. Now, we've got 3 different areas and we've got the main area. So I've finished with the ruler. But at the same time, we just need to work out what these areas are. And when we start merging them all together, we'll start looking at how all the other jigsaws work. But this one was from Slice. And the first question is, what do you think this slice is going to be? The first one. Well, it's all about number 1. And that was a very important plan. Right, now that one has been the first one you ever did, and we understand it. We've done it before, but at the same time, what we're going to do when we use this is we're going to start looking into things. So we're going to start looking into the position in number 6, right? But there's another one, and the other slice, which is in this box. What do you think that one is? Well, that one was actually number 3. And number 3 was all about finance, right? So we know it's about finance, but at the same time, we are focusing on assets, right? And you remember from the last slice that we did, it's all about basic things as well, like money, and how the money is also contributed and dropped in. But it wasn't just all about dropping in, because we had 2 parts. One was part A and the other one was part B. And part A was building up and part B was drawing down. Part A build up, part B draw down. Right, there's another one. And what do you think the other one is? Is that number 4? And what was number 4? Number 4 was all about family and friends. And, and friends. Right, and that one, just as quick on there, it's all about going up or down, depending where we do it. So when we've got all those bits there, there's also something else to add, and we know that somebody is here to check it all out, and that was Captain Checklist, and he's in charge. And everything beyond that yellow and black line is all about a checklist in a red pen. Whoa. Hard writing when you're stretching so far, right? So that's a checklist. We're going to try and correct that a little bit of a way. Right, so we got the checklist. Now, I'm going to give him a quick salute and give him the pen back. Right, so this is all set up now, but we've got to first merge it all through. So we're going to go to this side first, and we're going to start opening the windows for each one to come down and start dealing with it in slightly different ways. Okay, so they're all merged together, and we're going to go through it in detail. This is so important as well, because the importance of efficiency means I could get better results than I wanted. But again, if you don't focus on this, it can be that all the asset I'm trying to build up, I'm having to throw more money at it. And the same principle on the side, if I'm having to draw things down, I'm receiving less because I wasn't so efficient in what I'm trying to do. So we're also going to get a message across, and it's all about something called I&E. And it's not interest and efficiency, this is id est, and that's Latin. That's because we're trying to say that is, or to say. And how people do this, it could be that, I'm using a very healthy habit and I'm starting to look into things, i.e. I'm looking at things regularly per month to check them. Right, so also we've got a quick question we've got to put on here, and this, Mr. Checklist Once, was number 1, and this is all: how efficient do you feel you are on your finances? Right, I'm just going to give that back, and straight away going to get to the other bit, because we're going to have a big green tick, and we're going to score this as red, amber, green, but also with a cake that we're going to go further with. In a real life example, I need some ingredients. I need it to be cooked in the right way. I need it to taste good, and I want it to taste good. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into this level of detail and share this out on the other videos, and that's what we're going to do next. But after we've done number 1, we're just going to quickly check the pillar. Well, on the pillar is a bike, and it's a very old bike, and it was from a long time ago. But do you remember what that bike was called? Well, what we're doing here, it's a bit similar. There's a clue, but it was called a penny farthing, just a basic penny. But even then, in 1885, it changed because they brought another bike in that had 2 wheels and a chain, and this was a very efficient way of moving. And even bikes now, these are the most efficient, self-powered ways to move forward or for the transport. But if you actually applied that not for a bike, but for your money and the time you use it, it could be you get incredible results, you go a lot further. But not just that, we also included a bit of a gold T. And the big golden T was all about time. And what we did here, obviously it's not going back as far as 1885, but we'll put this image here, which this is actually my dad. And we went through, he was born, he went through the time clock, he went all the way around, and he's now at 73. So this is how we merge and we highlight things to try and get the message across that it's very important. And if you know anybody who thinks that they want to be efficient with the things they're going to depend on, please do share with them, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to take number 1 across, and I'm going to see you on the other side in a second. And just to get to the point, my dad has got a bit older. So he's going to move from 73 to around just around about 74 there. I'll just tell you, I'm a bit frightened to tell him because he's getting close to the end. Anyway, see you later.